It's 2 a.m. Everyone else seems asleep. The streets are quiet. Your phone isn't buzzing anymore. But somehow, your mind is louder than it has been all day. Suddenly, you're replaying an awkward conversation from years ago. You're questioning your future, wondering if you're wasting your life, thinking about people who left or opportunities you never took. Here's the strange part. None of those thoughts felt this powerful at 2 p.m. So what changed? Did your life suddenly become worse after sunset, or does your brain actually work differently at night? The answer isn't just psychological. It's biological, and once you understand what's happening inside your brain after dark, you'll never trust your midnight thoughts the same way again. When the noise disappears, your brain spends the entire day reacting. Emails, conversations, traffic, social media, deadlines, tiny decisions. Thousands of pieces of information fight for your attention every single hour. Imagine standing beside a roaring waterfall. Someone could be whispering right next to you, and you'd never hear them. But the moment the waterfall stops, even the quietest whisper becomes obvious. Your thoughts work exactly the same way. They don't suddenly appear at night. They were always there. The daytime noise simply covered them up. When the world becomes quiet, your inner voice finally has room to speak. That's why nighttime often feels more emotional, not because your brain creates more thoughts, but because it notices the ones it ignored all day. Your brain starts changing. As evening arrives, your body begins preparing for sleep. One of the biggest changes is the release of melatonin. Most people know melatonin as the sleep hormone, but its job isn't just making you sleepy. It signals your brain that it's time to slow down. At the same time, another important chemical begins to fall: cortisol. During the day, cortisol helps keep you alert, focused, ready to solve problems. It also helps your brain keep emotions under control. As cortisol drops, that emotional stability becomes weaker. That's why the exact same problem can feel manageable at noon and overwhelming after midnight. Nothing about your situation changed, only your brain's chemistry did. Logic gets tired. Now another problem appears: mental fatigue. Your brain has been making decisions since the moment you woke up. What to wear, what to eat, how to respond, where to look, what to ignore. By nighttime, the part responsible for logic and self-control is exhausted. Meanwhile, the emotional part of your brain never really gets tired. Imagine two people driving a car together. One controls the steering wheel, the other controls the accelerator. During the day, they work as a team, but late at night, the driver holding the steering wheel starts falling asleep. The person pressing the accelerator keeps going. Suddenly, everything feels faster, riskier, more emotional. That's why people send messages they regret, buy things they don't need, or convince themselves their life is falling apart, all before going to sleep. Why negative thoughts? Here's something your brain inherited from your ancient ancestors. It's called negativity bias. Thousands of years ago, survival depended on noticing danger. The person who ignored strange sounds in the bushes didn't survive very long. The person who expected danger usually did. Your brain still carries that ancient programming. It naturally pays more attention to problems than successes. During the day, work and conversations keep that bias busy. At night, those distractions disappear. Now every mistake feels larger. Every uncertainty feels dangerous. Every unanswered question demands an answer. It's like putting on darker glasses. The world didn't change, only the filter did. The stories you tell yourself. Humans don't just remember facts. We create stories. Every day, your brain asks invisible questions. Who am I? Am I successful? Do people really like me? Where's my life going during busy hours? Those questions stay hidden. Night gives them space. Sometimes that's wonderful. Creative ideas appear. You understand yourself better. You connect pieces of your life that never seemed related. But imagination has another side. The same brain that imagines success can also imagine failure. What if I never make it? What if everyone is pretending to like me? What if it's already too late? Most of these stories never become reality, but your brain treats possibilities as if they were facts, especially when it's tired. The return of old memories. Have you ever remembered something embarrassing from 10 years ago for absolutely no reason? You're lying in bed. Everything is quiet. Then suddenly, your brain decides to replay the moment you said something awkward in school. Why? Because before sleep, your brain begins organizing memories. Think of it like cleaning a huge library. Books are taken off shelves, moved around, compared, put back. Occasionally, an old book accidentally gets opened. That's what old memories are. They're not signs that your past still controls you. They're simply part of your brain's nightly housekeeping. Interestingly, this same process also explains why creative ideas often appear before sleep. As different memories connect, New ideas appear. Sometimes your best solution arrives when you stop forcing one, a brain built for the dark. Modern nights feel safe. Street lights, locked doors, electricity, but your brain wasn't designed for modern cities. For most of human history, night meant uncertainty. Predators hunted in darkness. People couldn't see danger clearly. Staying emotionally alert after sunset increased the chances of survival. That ancient system still exists inside you. Your brain doesn't fully understand electricity. It understands evolution. Even though your biggest danger today might simply be tomorrow's meeting, part of your brain still reacts as if something unseen could be hiding in the dark. Not every brain feels night the same way. Interestingly, not everyone experiences night in exactly the same way. Some people suddenly become creative after 10 p.m. Others can barely think straight. This is partly influenced by your chronotype, your body's natural biological schedule. Morning people usually lose mental energy earlier. Night owls often stay mentally sharp much longer. That's why one person writes their best ideas at midnight, while another can't even decide what to watch. Different clocks, same brain. So, why do you feel different at night? Because the outside world becomes quieter. Your brain's chemistry begins to change. Logic grows tired. Emotion grows louder. Ancient survival instincts become easier to hear. And your imagination starts connecting pieces of your life into stories. Sometimes those stories inspire you. Sometimes they frighten you. But remember this, a louder thought isn't necessarily a truer thought. The next time you're awake at 2 a.m., staring at the ceiling, questioning your future, don't assume your brain has suddenly discovered a hidden truth. It hasn't. It's simply looking at the world through the lens of exhaustion. Get some sleep. Wait for the morning. Then ask yourself the exact same questions again. You may be surprised by how different the answers feel. Because sometimes the greatest change isn't your life. It's the state of the brain that's trying to understand it.